Got a great guest in studio here from the Economic Development Council of Mason County. Continuing with good conversations, it's Lynn Longan. Good morning, Lynn.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Good. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. This is the final Monday of August.
It is.
You know, we've been spending this month kind of turned into a workforce kind of month. As
It did.
We talked a lot about workforce and the cooperation and collaboration with the EDC, kind of getting a better understanding of how the two organizations work together. So
Right.
let's continue that. Let's continue that topic. And one of the things I know that you guys do together, bringing together a lot of different groups, different networks coming together and able to provide information and job information. I guess one of my questions is, what are those types of groups and what are the types of things that they can provide to us?
So, yeah, great conversation. We're facilitators and collaborators, and we have to bring everybody together to talk so that we can all be on the same page and we can all move in the same direction. Otherwise, we're all doing our own thing. Some of those groups: WorkSource, Pacific Mountain Workforce Development Council, the school, the high schools, especially, and even the hospital is in that one because of the healthcare academy.
Yeah.
Facilitating some conversations. I'm blanking on who else.
Well,
The welding program, the
that's
Olympic
another good one.
College,
Yeah.
they need to be involved in all of that. So just bringing everybody together and trying to go forward in the same direction, meeting our current business needs and what are the businesses that we're going to try to recruit here, and how do you recruit a company if you don't have the needed workforce for them? You don't. So let's work together to see how we can do that.
What are some of the skills that the employers are looking for currently that maybe they're being taught in the high schools and in some collegiate levels, but maybe some of the current workforce, especially in Mason County, might not have yet? Do you know what they're asking for? Is it coding or is it?
So more and more are getting into those high tech. We're actually talking to a high tech company about coming to Mason County to locate. And that's what they're saying, that they need to be close to a school that provides high technology training, IT training. And they're also they also are acknowledging that there's some training that they can do at the company level.
Sure.
So there's only so much that'll happen in school and then they'll do their own. And that they really need people with really good attitude and willing to learn and able to learn.
When you talk with recruitment groups or folks, even WorkSource, do they get the sense that the folks in Mason County are hungry and willing to learn and be positive employees?
I think so. I think we have a lot of really good programs that are coming in and doing retraining. I mean, look at Simpson and OPP. We don't talk about them as much these days. It's been a couple years, so we're not talking about it as much. But bringing those people that had worked in the mill for many, many years, and a lot of them didn't want to work in a mill again.
Right.
So, getting them retrained into a career that they, want and are willing to learn. So
one of the other things that's interesting is how you can take not dissimilar industries, but combine them together. So we have Sierra Pacific.
Right.
Then from Sierra came some help for the gem shavings
Yes.
out in Mill 5, and then they needed like security, and
Right.
then you need food for people as well.
Right. So the security was a startup security, and they have grown tremendously. Last time I talked to them, I think they were up to about 25 employees.
Wow.
Gem Shavings came here because of Sierra Pacific. Is when they saw and heard from Sierra Pacific that they were going to be opening this mill down here, then they contacted us. We want a place, and they're in Auburn. They're located in Auburn, so they expanded into Mason
Wow.
County to get the shavings from the chip and the residue from Sierra Pacific.
It's amazing how that all kind
It
of
is.
works out. And do you find that if, for lack of a better word, I'm thinking in a mall setting, the anchors, the
Right.
main anchors. So once an anchor is established, people come out of the woodwork.
It is. That's called it's called cluster development in the economic development world, and that's exactly what we do. So my board of directors, I have a board of 20 people. I don't talk about my board much either. I should. We have the area director for Sierra Pacific, for example, is on my board. So we have county, city, PUDs, hospital. We have businesses on there, small and large businesses, and we talk about these things. So one of the things that I asked, for example, I'm asking of Sierra Pacific is, are there any other industries? You're starting to get geared up. Are there any other businesses that it would be beneficial to have closer? You know, and then it's up to us. Let's go see what we can do to get them here.
Did they answer?
So, well, we're working on it.
Okay.
I would say we're in the process of doing that
Very
right
cool.
now.
That makes a lot of sense, and I'm sure they could look at some of their other locations around and find out what sprung up.
Exactly.
as a
Jamie
response.
Murray out at Gem's Shavings, for example, he's said, you know, he's got 2 other businesses that he think that want to be closer to him and Sierra Pacific. So getting those contacts from him, that's something we're working on. So talking to our own existing businesses and finding out from them, you know, who do you know? Would they benefit being here and closer? And can I partner with you to go and, you know, talk to them and have a conversation?
How else is the EDC and workforce working to try to bring, I guess, collaboration with the Pac Mountain workforce, which is the whole 5-county
It
area?
is the 5-county, which is really important, because if we just look at our own county in these artificial boundaries, they really are artificial boundaries.
Sure.
To a company that's not even in this country, they mean nothing.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
If we broaden that area to those 5 counties and how the workforce, you know, it quadruples, the workforce does, and the skill sets too. So if you take the 5 counties, if you take just Mason County, we have 1 community college, and it's not even the headquarters of that, you know, it's a subsidiary. But if you look at all 5 counties, then we have 4 community colleges, we have 2 universities, you know, it gets much bigger.
Sure.
And we have a lot of more trade schools if you look at the whole 5-county. So it's really important that we do that and that we have those numbers and that we're able to sell those numbers.
How does it work though then if, I don't know, you're doing all the legwork and for Mason County, and then they end up going to a different county, but in the Pac Mountain workforce?
Well, even if they are, I still feel like that's a win for us.
Okay.
Yes, we're going to do everything we can to get them to come to Mason County. But if they can't, isn't it better that they go to a neighboring county that's in that workforce region? Because many of our people do commute out.
Right.
We can't tell people they can't, right? So we have to try to do the best for all of our community. So wouldn't that be better than them going to North Carolina?
That's true. That's a very good point. You can find out a lot of good information about the EDC at choosemason.com. Some upcoming events here through the month of September. Obviously, they've got their regular meetings that they all have. And then on the 21st at the Port of Allen is an event. That will be a Choose Mason event. So we'll continue to talk about that as it moves forward. And again, you can find them just up the road from us here, 310 West Coda Street, and the phone number 426-2276. Talking with Executive Director for the Mason County EDC, Lynn Longan. Good to see you, Lynn.
Good to see you.
Have a good week.
Thanks, you too.